First, I want to thank everybody for coming and supporting us. Where do I start?
At the beginning.
My story.
Brett started the Cookery about 10 years ago, and it was his dream and his desire to help homeless men here in Nashville. We teach them how to work in a kitchen and how to run a kitchen at a manager's level so that we can try to get them back on their feet and out of homelessness.
We're teaching them techniques, we're teaching them how to order, we teach them baking, we teach them cooking, knife skills, all the rudimentary stuff, so that they can feel confident going into not just a fast food restaurant chain, but a higher level, demanding line set. But then it quickly shifts to making sure that the guys are being nourished spiritually. That comes from the spirit speaking. My primary goal is to make sure that the guys feel like they're doing something more than a job, that they're being seen and they're attacking certain elements of their life that they want to see achievements in and moving forward.
Say it again.
If you can't have fun, it's just a job, and what's the point?
7 years ago, my wife and I lost our 2.5-month-old son to SIDS, and she relapsed on meth. And in a stupid attempt to understand why, I started using meth. And that was when our downward spiral really started, and numerous trips to jail and bouts of homelessness and joblessness. I ended up couch surfing with different friends in different cities and estranged from my wife. My brother and sister-in-law wanted to help me, so they told me to come here because they heard about the Cookery and what they do, and they figured that this was a place I could help. I was still talking to my wife when I was in the program, but she had told me that she didn't love me anymore, didn't want to be with me anymore. But I didn't want to give up hope. She ended up getting into a faith-based rehab in Russellville the weekend of my graduation, and 2 months later talked to me about renewing our wedding vows. And now we are living together again.
I did not grow up in church. I was born in Perth, Western Australia. And I was in Dallas, Texas, and I'd fallen apart. And I was 34 when Jesus came to save me. It was a very bad time for me. I met a homeless man after spending the first night in a Greyhound. And he told me of a place called the Mission, and it was just around the corner. I didn't even have bus fare. I walked from the Greyhound into the Mission, very excited, until I saw the state of the people that were there. I saw the poverty and the brokenness, and I realized I was homeless. And that became my training ground, my school of compassion for the poor, which I wouldn't have learned if I thought I was above the struggle. On Saturdays, we go out and feed the poor.
Fridays we make about 100 sandwiches and lunch bags, and then Saturday morning we take those out. A sandwich, some chips, some cookies, a bottle of water. This is when we try to connect with some of the guys on the streets and try to make a connection with these guys so that we can try to get them into the program.
We go out and we feed the less fortunate people who are in my situation, like 3 months ago, literally.
Yeah, I used to live under a bridge over here. Next one down. So there's the whole community of people.
So one of the things I would do is I would go and rob convenience stores, Walmarts, any sort of grocery place. I would go in and steal food and bring it back to my little campsite and cook it. One specific time, I was going into the Whole Foods on Broadway, and there's this dude standing outside of a van just loading food into the van, and he was like, "Hey mate, you want some food?" I was like, "Ah man, cool. I don't have to risk my freedom to do this." And he shook my hand and he looked at me. He kind of stared at me for a really long time, and he was like, "Are you ready to stop doing whatever it is that you're doing? You ready to get out, dude?" I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, I don't know you. You don't know me." He told me about the program. He told me about the culinary aspect of it. He told me that it's like a faith-based rehabilitation program. So I hopped in the van, and the rest is history.
I'm so grateful for meeting Brett and having an opportunity to get my life together. You know, it's been like a roller coaster ride.
I'm telling you, we've been through a lot, and we've made it through a lot. So he's my person.
It made me to the person that I am today, going through what I went through, that journey. And it's so much, like, my spirit is so much different, so changed. It's amazing. Like, I can see it in my mother's eyes, and that is what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Thank you.
Without Brett, without Merari, without Scotty, without Bruce, without Kat, without Kaylee, without this dude over here, without Mason, I wouldn't have made it through. I wouldn't have gotten my life back. There's obviously a lot of people I'm leaving out, but I'm trying to save on time. But I just want to again say thank you to everyone here. I love and appreciate all of you. I hope you enjoyed the food. And you'll actually be seeing a lot more of me because I've decided to stay on at the Cookery and work here full time. So I'm grateful that God has afforded me that opportunity. I'm grateful for every single one of you. That's all, folks.